Welcome to Founders Conversation this morning with Frida Owinga from Passion Profit Brands, where we empower founders to prosper through mentoring, networking, and access to capital. Our mentoring is centered around helping you to generate leads so that you can increase your independence, your influence, your impact, and your income. The last 2 months, we've been looking at lead generation strategies. And before we can build the lead generation strategies, it's important to look at the mistakes so that we can stop making the mistakes, get on track, and then continue building. And I often say that life is like a road. You know, when you keep driving, but when you get to a bump, you slow down, and then you climb the bump and keep moving. But if you don't slow down and keep driving, you could hurt your car, you could hurt yourself. So some of the 3 mistakes that we're consistently making. So number 1 is not hiring a professional. And just because I'm a coach, sometimes I feel awkward going to another coach or a mentor. But I realized a couple of years ago that even as a coach and a mentor, I need other coaches and mentors to help me do what I'm doing. So the one thing that you must never deny yourself is getting help. And then lack of a lead generation system. And I realize this is across the board. So like if it is in HR, lacking a team system, a system how to work with your team, a system and processes how to work with your team. If it is in accounting, yesterday we were meeting with a lady who does accounting for, I don't really call her an accountant, I call her the profit facilitator, because the way our business coaching is structured is we audit your product, we audit your packaging, we audit your promotion, and then we create a lead generation system for you. And then we get you to meet with the profit facilitator, our profit coach. And when you meet with the profit coach, she ensures that the leads you're generating, how are they converting in line with the money that you need to make. And then how to generate immediate cash flow. When we talk about lead generation, one of the mistakes that I discovered I was making is that I was generating a lot of likes on social media. I had a huge following. But I realized that even the following was growing, the cash wasn't growing. So I had to stop and step back. And that's why I've created the 5-step formula to help people generate leads. And I discovered that by the time I meet with people, they're reluctant. They're reluctant to spend any more money because they feel I've spent so much already. But the truth about it is, you spent money on eating yesterday, you're going to spend money on eating today because you need to keep, you are progressive. So you're going to keep investing in your company. I don't think there's a day that will come and you'll say that we are not investing anymore, especially around sales and marketing, because that space is so dynamic, things are really changing. So the main thing that we do when we work with you is to find a way to help your lead generation generate immediate cash flow for you. But first we need to set up the system. And system is an acronym for save yourself time, energy, and money. And that's why I say our systems help you to increase your independence, your influence, your impact, and your income. So the buyer's journey, this is something I keep talking about, and I won't stop talking about it because another thing I've discovered about small business owners is that we want quick returns, and there's no quick returns. What there is patience and persistence. So if you don't have a lead generation strategy and system in place, start today. And what does a lead generation strategy and system do for you? It helps you work with the buyer on his or her journey from the beginning to the end. A lead generation strategy will help you figure out what kind of content will you be putting out, how often will you be putting that content, and on which platforms will you be putting out that content. And because you don't have to put content everywhere. And even if you do choose to put content everywhere, you need to realize that the people on Instagram are not exactly the same people on Facebook. And now the audiences are changing so much, the platforms are changing so much. In Facebook before, and you've probably noticed the engagement on Facebook has changed, because previously on Facebook, with a big following like the one I have, you'll have more likes and more comments, but now it's less. So it's like the algorithms have been, I hope I don't get into trouble, but the algorithms have been twisted. So the algorithms have been adjusted. Let me not say twisted. Algorithms have been adjusted to give to give a certain percentage of engagement with whatever following you have. And you may have noticed that every time you post something, very quickly you'll get a post from Facebook telling you that if you can spend $10, you'll be able to reach 4,000 more people. But why should I reach 4,000 more people and already have 6,000 who know me? And why am I paying for it when I didn't pay for this 6,000? So you need to pay attention to what is happening in the social media spaces, so that even when you're spending your advertising money, it is to generate a lead and not to generate a like. I have a client who has been spending money on Facebook, and 1,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings, which is $10, $20 is great. But if you want to use Facebook for advertising, it absolutely works, but you need to make sure that you have a call to action and you're generating leads and not likes. So the key thing is the buyer has a journey. Between the time they see what you're selling and the time they buy, it's a process. So imagine if you don't have content and information out there consistently, you lose out. They need to be hearing from you consistently over a period of time. Believe it or not, the people who come to me to buy now often say they've been following me for the last 3 years, they've been following me for the last 5 years. And I'm thinking to my head, what if I stopped? All right. So if you have not started, the good news is you can start today. And the other good news is you can get professional help at Passion Profit. So the first time people engage with your marketing materials, they're a future buyer. They want to know, why should they buy from you? So the first time they see you, they need to know why, absolutely why they should choose you. And you don't know when they're going to see you. So every time when you put information out there, you need to understand which part of the funnel, of the sales funnel, are you feeding. If you're feeding the sales funnel at the top, which is the entry level, that is cold traffic. Cold traffic is traffic that doesn't know you. For instance, if you do an ad, a Facebook ad, you're doing a Facebook ad, the likes that you're going to get, those are cold, that is cold traffic. They don't know you. So those people need to get a call to action to give you their contacts so that you can bring them further down on your sales funnel, which will be now here. So if you do it right, you will get their contacts and they will move down your funnel. And now they have the opportunity to look at what you're doing and compare it with others and start objecting. However, if you continue giving them information, they are likely to choose you if your information is properly arranged. And your information is properly arranged if, one, you have defined your voice, you have defined your platform, and you have defined your market dominating position. Your market dominating position is that one thing that they can come to your company for, and nobody else can give it to them the way you do. And then I was going to share a little bit about our 5-step profit system, because people have been asking me that, Frida, you keep talking about the 5-step profit system. What are you talking about? So the 5 steps are: number 1, we help you generate more leads. And we have 8 proven lead generation strategies, and you don't need all of them. Like the client I'm telling you, one of the clients we're working with currently, we're using email, we're using social media, and we're using her website. All right. So we're using a combo of 3. The key thing you need to understand about generating leads is that you're creating a list of people who know you. And as they know you, they'll continue to like you and trust you and buy from you. So if you're just posting things on social media and people are liking and following, you can't call that person, can you? You can't remember who they are. And first of all, on social media, sometimes people don't even use their real names. Like there's somebody who follows me on social media and they came to see me one-on-one, and it was such a hard time for me to keep reconciling their name on social media and the person sitting across me in the room, because even the name on social media is a man's name and it's a woman. So I kept asking, so you're so-and-so, you know. So that's some of the troubles of social media. So we have a proven lead generation strategy. I relied on referrals for a long time, until 2-3 years when I did the training and, used the training and my experience to come up with the 5-step profit formula. So one of the things is generating more leads. So Referrals are great, don't get me wrong, and you can continue getting referrals. Many of the people I was speaking to would tell me, this thing keeps moving, so I was checking if there's a message there. So many of the people would tell me, how do you get new clients? They say referrals, which is okay. In fact, the research we did showed 97% of small business owners generate new business through referrals. But how many, even if you're listening to me and you think about it, how many referrals will you need to make the money that you ought to pay your bills and do the things that you love? How long is it going to take? So I realized that my networking efforts were great, my leadership skills were growing, but my bank account was not growing. And I said there has to be another way. And that's when I went out, did more research, did more training. And this time I didn't go to a school because I was like, I have enough binders and folders and certificates. Now I want results. And the results was getting a mentor. I got a marketing mentor. I got a sales coach. And then I discovered that, wow, referrals are great, but they are unpredictable. You don't know when you're going to get the next one. You don't know if it's going to convert. But having a lead generation strategy helps you to position yourself. First, it helps you to define who you are, which platform are you going to use, and what is your market dominating position, so that the people coming to you already know what you are doing and they already have a need for it. They may not buy today, they may buy tomorrow. So you're carrying on a consistent conversation with relevant people. Then the next thing is how we convert these leads into paying clients. Like I said earlier in the buyer's journey, when people enter the filter, and maybe I should bring the filter next week. When people enter the sales filter, we call it Genie, at the top, it is called traffic. And expecting that person to buy or getting offended that they don't buy is really a waste of your time and energy. They don't know you, like you, trust you enough to buy from you. If they buy from you from the first get-go, praise God. But there's a process in marketing and selling. Small business owners sell without marketing. Remember, a lead is somebody that you know their name, their real name, or even if they lie, but now you have a name to call them, their phone number and their email, so you can call them. So how you follow up and the conversation you have with them is very important. We train you how to do that. But before we do that, the messages that we put out there, we use what we call a conversion equation formula to help you create powerful, passionate, precise, compelling, and irresistible messages. And these messages, the key thing about the messages we help you create is that they are compelling. You see, a message that is compelling will make me click a link, all right? So like is good, but click a link and give you my contact is better. Now, the thing about it is that it's easier to sell to the same person a second time than to sell the very first time. So even as you're getting in new people, the ones that you already have, how do you continue nurturing them? When it comes to more transactions, there's a way you can get more transactions. Like if you're selling a single product, we look at all your products to see how can we bundle up and give a good price, not a discount. You're not going to lose money on my watch. So, because if you're always leading with a discount, then what next? People will you might as well call yourself the discount company. So we just know you as a discount company. So I find that because you're all, and small business owners are always selling, then they don't know what to do next after the offer. All right. One client came to me and said, we had a big sales offer in January and February. Now we don't know what to do next. All right. And we don't want to do another sale. So now we're setting up a system for them that they can consistently have what they're doing, how they're sharing information on the relevant platforms to keep their name alive while they continue selling without having a sale. All right. So that way, so getting more transactions is dependent on who are you speaking with, what are your products, what are your services. And this was for people with services or products. And the thing about services also, whatever services or products, is also looking at the ecosystem that you're in to see who else can you work with. Friends, working on your own is another undoing that you have. Stop looking at everybody like a competitor. If you can look at others and start looking at how to form synergies and partnerships with them. I'm always looking for other business development support institutions to work with them, because I want to bring the 5-step profit formula to their audience, all right? The audience may have everything else sorted out, and they ask, do they want more money? My simple question is always, can you handle more clients? Can you handle more money? Do you have a system and strategy? Can I help you? The end, all right? As simple as that. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined in. I'm seeing some people that I haven't seen for a while. Thank you so much. Every Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30, I'm here. 8:30 to 9:30 East African time, all right? So wherever I am, East African time is first. So on the 16th of this month, I'll have an exciting webinar. I'm really excited about this webinar, and I'll be sharing the 5 essentials of a profitable brand. And I kid you not, this has nothing to do with logos, how you dress, and that's why even that guy has torn his shirt. It has nothing to do with your colors, how to present, how to dress well and speak well. And don't get me wrong, all those are very important. This will be how the 5 essentials I'm going to share with you on this webinar are going to help you see how you can increase your independence. And when I talk about independence, I'm talking about having more time to do the things that you love and enjoy. Like, you don't have to keep posting things on social media. You can have an automated system that does that for you throughout the month, all right? And then you can use that time to follow up people. You can use that time to do other things, all right? And then it's going to increase your influence, which is your recognition and respect, because how we position you on the platform that your target audience is. How do you do that? I talked about earlier about the voice that you should use. We'll show you how to do that. And then you get recognition and respect by how you keep putting information out there. And the good thing is, this recognition and respect is not with everybody, but it's with the people that care about what it is that you're doing. And then your impact, whatever it is that you're doing, the value that you're contributing should create some kind of transformation. Life should change, all right? And when I say life should change, it doesn't mean that the pain. Remember, we're always talking about what is the pain point. Okay, what is the pain point of your target audience? So if you're bringing a solution, a pain reliever, and that pain reliever is taking away the pain, automatically there's going to be a transformation, isn't it? So I'll share on the webinar, I'll share with you on the 16th. You need to register on Eventbrite. You can go to Eventbrite and look for what am I calling it? Building a profitable brand. We're going to have this webinar. It's not going to be on Facebook. You'll need to sign up for it. It's going to be on Zoom. And I look forward to having you. I look forward to having you in that. And we're going to be talking about the 5 essentials of building a profitable brand so that you can increase your independence, your influence, your impact, and your income. Have a blessed day.